As far as plant-based milks go, I found that soy milk is probably the closest tasting to cow's milk. It's also got probably the closest consistency to cow's milk as well. Of course, there's a lot of plant-based milks coming out, so that may change, and they're probably changing the formulas as well. Coconut milk may be similar, more similar in consistency. It's definitely thicker. The thing about soy milk is the nutritional breakdown is actually very close to cow's milk as well, and you actually get as much protein from soy milk as you do from cow's milk. So there you go. So we'll take a look at that. If you can see, there is 7 grams of protein, and the carbs, I believe, are roughly about the same. The fat is lower. The fat is lower than milk. So if you're on a lower calorie diet, that's a plus for you. If you want even lower calories, other plant-based milks like almond milk have lower calories as well. Oats milk, that's probably better. Almond milk has a little bit of environmental concerns. So soy milk is actually one of the higher calorie plant-based milks. And this one actually has some sugar added into it. You can get it unsweetened without sugar added. I believe the sweetened one is going to taste closer to cow's milk, and that's because cow's milk actually contains sugar in it, lactose. So this actually has less sugar in it, though, than cow's milk, surprisingly, even though they add the sugar to it. So if you get the unsweetened form, it'll probably be healthier for you, lower calorie. It may not taste quite as much like cow's milk, but you know, really, I think a lot of what we like to drink and taste is really just kind of what we learn. You know, if you drink one thing a lot or eat one thing a lot, you'll start to learn to like that, you know, more and more. It's just kind of an acquired taste. It's what you just become, your body becomes used to. So I'm sure over time, you know, your body will also adjust if you were like a big milk drinker and you're trying to replace that. So another good benefit is, see, they add a lot of extra vitamins and things that cow's milk doesn't normally have. I mean, of course, it's got vitamin D. This actually has 25% calcium, 30% vitamin D, 15% vitamin A, 40% riboflavin, and it's got vitamin B12 in it, 50%. Now that's good because most people, including vegans and vegetarians, they definitely need B12, but actually even meat eaters are found to be deficient in B12. That's a very common thing. So there you go, you get some B12 in there, and that's just in 1 cup, you get 50% B12. And one of the biggest effects, and why this is way better than cow's milk, is you get a lot of the health benefits that come with soy, including antioxidants and a lot of the things that actually fight against estrogen production and bad estrogen production in the body. Despite so many claims about soy in the past and incorrect claims, which were probably unleashed by the dairy farm industry, I'll probably try to, you know, make a video on that in the future. If I do, check that out. I'll try to link to it. And so with soy, what they found is it actually lowers your cancer rates, right? So they found with dairy milk, there was an increase in breast cancer rates for women who consumed dairy milk. But for those who consumed soy milk, there was a decrease in cancer rates. So, and they've actually found that soy has properties that help regulate your estrogen levels, right? There was a lot of claims that soy was going to raise your estrogen levels and do bad things to your estrogen levels. It's not true. It's not true. We were actually are toddler, when she was young, we found out she was lactose intolerant and she couldn't do dairy milk, and the dietitian said, oh, we'll start doing soy milk. I was like, well, I thought soy milk was supposed to be bad. And she was like, oh no, it's all incorrect. And so I did some research and I was like, wow, this is pretty fascinating. Soy is actually really good for you. And so soy is like one of the healthiest foods you can eat, and it just has a ton of health benefits linked to it, especially lowering cancer rates, getting your estrogen in check. I will say that I think a lot of the bad news that came around soy had to do with the fact that there was also, when soy came to the U.S. market, there was also these extracted soys, like in the soy protein powder. So they were extracting parts of the soy, and then people were also taking tons and tons of that. So that is not good. But soy in its whole form, they found to be very beneficial and good for you. And another thing is, some of the studies also where like the estrogen levels got really high, it was like in one guy who was taking like 90 grams of this synthetic soy product a day. So it was really found to be when you had basically artificially created soy products that were not natural, and people were taking extremely high doses of them. Those were found to, but you know, with any food that can happen if you're taking either a manufactured form of it, or you're taking like extremely high doses of it. So in soy, and normal use is great for you. And as I was saying before, you don't get all of the, you know, there's been links with dairy milk as far as possibility of increasing cancer and different diseases. And of course, it's also going to have an effect on your heart too, and cholesterol. So, you know, you don't get all that with the soy milk. You get a lot of antioxidants and healthy plant-based nutrients when you do soy milk, and you know, it's very close to dairy milk. I think, you know, you can replace it, and our toddler drinks it all the time and she likes it. She never complains about it. You know, she's just always drank it, and that's what she's used to. And it is an alternative and a replacement for cow's milk. All right, so if hopefully this was helpful, any questions, let me know, guys, and thanks for watching.